He was a police officer who two women said crossed the line, but after he was fired by one department, he found a new badge just down the road.
Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones continues to reveal how officers with troubling pasts were able to stay on the force by moving to another city.
When I say the name Brian Smouthers, what comes to your mind?
He should never work for another police department.
When he was chief in Dearborn, Ron Haddad hired Brian Smouthers as a police officer. Today, he wishes he hadn't. After Haddad fired him in 2020, he thought he'd never wear a badge again.
I don't think there's any justification for hiring people that put the citizens at risk.
Smouthers' problems in Dearborn began in 2019 when a young woman came to police headquarters to report a crime. Her boyfriend, she said, had posted video of the two of them having sex on a pornographic website. She shared a still image from the video with police. Officer Smouthers would take the report, but was not assigned to investigate the crime. About a week later, the victim would report that she started to get texts from Officer Smouthers that she said were unwanted and lengthy. She would share the text with police. In a 2-day span, Smouthers texted her 133 times, initiating every exchange, according to the department's investigation. At one point, the woman reached out to a friend. How creepy is it that the police officer who took my police report and saw the screenshots of my video is texting me with a bunch of small talk today?
Clearly, this victim was vulnerable, had a bad relationship. She was looking for help from the police and didn't get it.
That wasn't the half of it. Dearborn police began investigating Smouthers, discovering that he accessed the victim's personal information through LEAN, the Law Enforcement Information Network, 10 days after she reported her crime. He started driving by her house repeatedly while on duty, investigators found, sometimes texting her while he parked around the corner from her house. According to the investigation, Smouthers was said to have shown the sexual image of the woman to another male officer. He did it, that officer told investigators, because the victim was an attractive young female. According to a department investigation, Smouthers told the officer where he could look to try to find the full video online, texting him to check YouPorn 2, the name of another pornographic website. Smouthers denies these allegations. Through his attorney, he said he ran the woman through LEAN in the normal course of taking the police report. When police obtained a search warrant for Smouthers' phone, they found that the texts with the victim had been deleted. But according to the department's investigation, what remained on Smouthers' phone startled them. It was that still image of the woman engaged in a sex act.
Isn't that enough to fire somebody?
Probably.
But Dearborn didn't fire Smouthers, and after the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office said there wasn't enough evidence to bring charges, Chief Haddad suspended him for 10 days. Only a few months later, he would run into trouble again. This time, according to a Dearborn police investigation, a female employee told supervisors that she felt like she was being stalked by Smouthers, that he would constantly text her, that he followed her to a bookstore in Allen Park, and she believed the grocery store and gym. She told investigators she felt pressure to talk to him. When the two met up one day, according to a Dearborn police investigation, she said Smouthers touched her breasts and inner thighs over her clothes, even after she told him no. Later on, she produced text messages where she told Smouthers to stop, telling him, "I don't and didn't want a relationship." She said she later blocked his number. Smouthers denied all of this through his attorney, maintaining the sexual contact was consensual and that it was he who tried to break off their communications. A PPO was granted against Smouthers, but later terminated, and a second warrant request submitted to the Wayne County prosecutor was also declined after the victim chose not to prosecute and due to insufficient evidence. While Smouthers was not charged, he was fired by Dearborn police.
Did you ever imagine another police agency in Michigan, not that far from your own, would take a chance on this guy?
No, he should have never been hired another time.
Can we talk to you about Brian Smouthers, sir?
Just down the road at River Rouge PD, Public Safety Director Roberto Cruz hired Smouthers in 2022, and quickly he ran into trouble there.
He peeking through her front windows.
Gwendolyn Simmons lives in Detroit, not River Rouge.
This is my birth home.
So imagine her surprise when she kept seeing a River Rouge police car sitting outside her home. She complained to River Rouge police, who determined the man behind the wheel was Brian Smouthers.
What time of day was he usually here?
All the times. early in the morning, whatever he worked.
She said that while in his department vehicle, Smouthers would sit outside the home of her female neighbor, watching the house, sometimes looking through the neighbor's windows. River Rouge police investigated and found that Smouthers drove by the house frequently while on duty. Simmons confronted Officer Smouthers, who, according to an internal investigation, said the neighbor was a friend of his. The neighbor told police the same.
I mean, it was every day, every other day, several times a day.
And always in the police vehicle.
And in uniform.
And Simmons would accuse the officer of harassing her, shining his spotlight into her home and car. A department investigation concluded that Smouthers was leaving the city limits without getting permission from supervisors and engaging in unethical and harassing behavior. He was terminated from River Rouge last year.
Why would you hire an officer that another agency fired?
He was not fired.
By Dearborn, he sure was.
He was not.
Yes, he was, sir. Want me to show you the paperwork?
Director Roberto Cruz would not agree to an interview about Smouthers, and at a city council meeting last month, he could not get away from our questions fast enough.
So we will see. It's all under litigation.
Nothing
We
to
will
see. You hired him, sir. Why did you do that?
It's all under litigation.
These type of violations set off red flags, and if you find that the officer acted inappropriately, particularly a male officer towards a female victim, those are totally unacceptable.
Well, you heard Director Cruz say the matter is under litigation. That's because Smouthers is now suing River Rouge police, saying he was fired in part because of his race. Smouthers, who is white, says he was retaliated against for reporting wrongdoing within the department. He also sued Dearborn police back in 2022 after they fired him there. Smouthers says the department included an unsubstantiated allegation against him in his personnel records that were shared with other agencies who considered hiring him. That case settled out of court. Smouthers is not currently a police officer anywhere.
All right, Ross, thanks for your continued reporting on these cases.